started. We come to you as a family and ask you to bless our country. May our leaders be filled with your wisdom as they serve the Filipino people. Bless the leaders of our school and send forth your spirit to help them make wise decisions. Bless our alumni, parents, partners, and other stakeholders as they contribute to make our country a better place to live in. Watch over our school and make safe of our people, especially our students. Help us live according to your will and stay true to the vision, mission, and core values of God centeredness, leadership, integrity, innovation, nationalism, and service orientation. Teach us the love of truth and help us seek what is true, even though it may be unpopular. Teach us fortitude in order to move forward amidst challenges and hardships. Inspire us always on this holiest vocation of influencing eternity and touching the lives of our students and our people whom you have put under our care. Amen.
Please stand by for the singing of the national anthem.
Ang pambansang awit ng
Good afternoon, youths and advocates. I am Jonathan Abante, the License Goes Internal Vice President, your host for today. Welcome to Hashtag Sanagoals, the online SDG Youth Action Forum. In this talk, we will be given bountiful information about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations. But before we proceed, we would like to first acknowledge the presence of our partner institutions. From Luzon, we have Lyceum Scholastic Society. We also have various organizations from LPU St. Cabrini, Junior Medical Laboratory Scientists, Junior Nightingales, Junior Pharmacists Organization, Association of Radiologic Technology Students, and Red Cross Youth. Aside from LPU St. Cabrini organizations, we also have University of Batangas Association of Legal Management Majors, De La Salle Lipa Student Government College of Education and Arts and Sciences, Institute of Integrated Electrical Engineers, Council of Student Chapters, University of the Philippines Diliman, and Centro Escolar University Makati Nursing Student Council. We also have partner institutions from Visayas. We have University of San Carlos Supreme Student Council and Cebu Doctors University Supreme Student Government. We also have partners from Mindanao, Lyceum of the Philippines University Davao, Junior College Student Council, and Supreme Student Council Notre Dame Religious of the Virgin Mary College of Cotabato. We would like to express our gratitude to these partner institutions as this event will not be possible without them. Now, to know more about this program, let us first know the objectives and the expectations of this program.
The three main objectives of this event is to introduce the Sustainable Development Goals, solidify the young people's commitment to act for the goals, and to raise awareness on the importance of sustainable development at the community and grassroots level. Be open-minded. The process will be more meaningful if everyone will be open to all ideas. Don't be afraid to approach a facilitator or organizer for questions. Let us be open in asking our questions and or opening our hesitations. Be an active listener. Listen when there is someone talking And then feel free to share your insights online. Thank you.
Now, to formally start our event, we are pleased to have the Lysis Go External Vice President and the project head of this event. Please welcome Rachel Andy Pasupil for her opening remarks.
Ayan. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to each and every one of you to be with us here today. We are very delighted that a lot of people, especially the youth, have taken interest in learning what the Sustainable Development Goals are. But before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to my Let's Go family who generously helped me to make this event come together to become a success. I couldn't have done it without them, and especially to my committee members. So, ladies and gentlemen, to inform you just about our event for today, we are on the fifth year of the Sustainable Development Goals in 2020. The United Nations has given a goal call for a decade of action to accelerate and strengthen commitments and activities to meet goals and their priorities by 2030. Well, together with OSIAF, we have prepared this event in introducing and spreading the awareness of what the Sustainable Development Goals have targeted and fully equip you with the knowledge that you can do to help in your own communities and to share what you have learned through this webinar. I also do believe of what our national hero said na ang kabataan ay ang pag-asa ng bayan. It can be our job in changing our country and our world. Even if we do little acts of change, it can be still considered as an important thing. So amidst the pandemic, we should not stop in making the world a better place. Together, we will learn on how to leverage SDG synergies to recover better and an advanced implementation of the 2030 agenda. I will not make my opening remark very long because I know and I can feel that you are very much excited to experience this program that we have stored in for you. So without further ado, let us now formally start the program and bear in mind that the change for the world will also and should start in me. Again, thank you all who have taken their time to be with us today.
Thank you, Vice President Rachel. At this juncture, may we request Ms. Rica Marquez to introduce the resource speaker for today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor for me to introduce to you our speaker for this day. He is a field advocate of BioWorld 2030, Asia Pacific, and the creator of online SDG Youth Action Forum, which is an online community that aims to simplify the youth discussion on the Sustainable Development Goals by conducting and promoting SDG related initiatives and efforts to the youth toward solidifying youth commitment to to do local actions for the global goals. Aside from his involvements at OSIAF, he is also one of the field SDG advocates of BioWorld 2030 Asia Pacific Advocacy Program, an initiative of the UNDP, UN SDG Action Campaign, and UN volunteers to raise awareness and action for the Sustainable Development Goals. His current contributions for the program are conducting workshops and forums to various communities in the Philippines, assisting organizations in executing their SDG related events and initiatives, and also coordinating with various local governments to integrate the SDGs to their agendas. He is also involved with the Pass It On, a nonprofit that advocates for embracing self care and maximizing passions towards positivity, purpose, and progression of self and the community. And of course, the Limitless Lab. He also does freelance events wherein he is being tapped to help organize workshops and seminars, conferences, and other related events. Lastly, he believes in making a mark together. Without further ado, let us all welcome Sir Mark Jacinto.
Hi everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, of course, to our host for today, host organizers for today, for inviting me to do this hashtag Sana Goals, the online SDG Action Forum with you and your organization. So, maraming salamat po and good afternoon to all of you. I am Marcus, sharing my screen now. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hashtag Sana Goes, the online SDG Youth Action Forum. So we are currently live here in Zoom, and we're also live on YouTube as well. We have posted it in our respective social media channels. So if we have friends who cannot attend through Zoom, we can tell them to watch through YouTube Live. It was supposed to be Facebook, kaso I think may errors yung Facebook na yun. So it's okay. Now, of course, welcome. Magandang hapon po ulit. Ako po si Mark Jacinto. I'm the creator of the online SDG Action Forum. I'm also the field SDG advocate of My World 2030 and also involved in other organizations as well. So now, hopefully makilala ko kayo. Paki-comment down po below yung mga details natin below. Hopefully ma-introduce po natin yung isa't isa. So yung name po natin, yung pangalan natin, taga saan po tayo, what do we do, and search natin sa Google or sa any search engine that we are using kung ano po yung holiday natin on your birthday. So again, your name, where are you from, what you do, and what's your holiday on your birthday. So ako, comment down nyo lang. Sige. I'm Mark Jacinto. I live in Quezon City right now. I'm currently, as mentioned, the creator of the online SDG Action Forum. And my holiday on my birthday is National Grammar Day. Wow. So my holiday kasi is on March 4. My birthday is on March 4. So my holiday is National Grammar Day. So how about you? Feel free to comment down what do we do or respective introductions. Okay, so we have Catrice, Yunggun, we have Clarice, we have Ces, Rica Blanca, we have Myron, Pagtakan, we have Rika. Good afternoon, thank you so much. Paki-comment down lang po below ano din yung holiday natin on your birthday. Yan. Oh, may malapit na mag-birthday. Hi, Patrick. Advance happy birthday to you. So feel free, comment down our introduction. So why are we here? As mentioned a while ago, we will be introducing the Sustainable Development Goals to you, particularly in a relatable and simplified manner so that we can further understand how can we act and mobilize other people to do necessary actions for the Sustainable Development Goals, or why is it important. So just a few house rules and principles na sabi na rin naman kanina, but these are the house rules I always use whenever I do talks. So first is please be open-minded to the ideas and discussions because we come from different areas and we come from different backgrounds and perspectives. So we use this as a platform to learn with one another and to learn from each other. Second question, I think this is a commercial na kilala natin and nare-recognize natin. So huwag tayo mahiyang magtanong. Please do not hesitate to ask if you have questions, concerns, or anything you want to ask us for today's session. And then, please listen when someone is talking and paki-mute po ang microphones pag hindi po tayo nagsasalita. And then, if you have more concerns, feedback, or any reaction that you want to share, feel free to comment it down in the chat group or feel free to raise your hand. Okay, so we hope we're excited, we're good. And now let's start. So thank you so much for introducing ourselves and feel free to continue introducing yourselves in the comment section below. But now I'll proceed to my presentation and I hope we can answer the three questions na isasabi ko sa inyo. Unang tanong, yan. What do you think when you hear the word sustainable development? Or ano yung naisip nyo kung nabibig nyo yung salitang sustainable development? So paki-comment down lang po below yung mga sagot natin. So ano po yung naisip natin when we hear the word sustainable development? So comment down nyo lang. Ayan, may mga introductions pa. Thank you so much. Of course, we have different participants from different parts of the Philippines. We have from Davao, we have from Cotabato City, we have even from Cebu. So ano po yung naisip natin when you hear the word sustainable development? So sabi ni Michael, oh, nice to see you here then, Michael. Pat, how about the others? Sige. I think we have from different LPU branches or here. So we have different perspectives of what sustainable development is. So comment down nyo lang below kung ano po, kahit one word or two words lang, what do we think when you hear the word sustainable development? Continuous plan, okay. Thank you so much, Denzel. How about the others? Okay. Mavreen, okay. Development that does not have negative impact on other factors, long term, stable. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. And we have different perspectives and ideas of what sustainable development is. And according to the Brundtland Commission, sustainable development is a type of development wherein we aim to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of meeting the needs of the future. So basically, long-term talaga siya. Pero let's try to simplify it in a way na maintindihan natin lahat kasi laging overwhelming yung response when we hear the word sustainable development, and sometimes medyo nai-intimidate tayo or medyo na-overwhelm tayo with that. So I always compare sustainable development like it's your long-term relationship. Wow. Aga, di ba? Humugot. But why is that so? Alam naman natin, in a relationship, we need to ensure that, and we need to maintain and sustain a relationship, both physical, mental, social, or other aspects to keep the relationship happy, healthy, and beneficial. And it's similar to sustainable development. Instead of course, sustaining a relationship or your loved ones, it's maintaining and sustaining our communities, whether long term or short term, whether it's social, economic, or environmental aspects. So, yun po yung essence ng sustainability. So, hopefully, if someone approaches us soon na, oh, ate, kuya, ano ba yan? Ano ba yung sustainability na yan or sustainable development na yan? Lagi kong nabibig. So, we can compare it to a long-term relationship because yung long-term relationship and yung sustainability and maintaining a community, walang pinagkaiba yan. Siyempre, context lang, but it's the same. We need to ensure that our communities are happy, both long-term and in the short term. Okay, second question. What are your hashtag personal goals? Okay. So again, what are your hashtag personal goals? Feel free to comment down your answers in the chat group. We might have different travel goals. Hopefully soon, di ba? Once the pandemic is over, we can be able to travel different travel goals or different destinations. We heard Boracay just opened, so hopefully soon we can go there as well, or even in different other areas in Siargao or in other areas. I haven't been to other areas, so hopefully soon. And Batangas, hopefully makapunta pa ako sa ibang parts ng Batangas soon, but I've been there a few times and hopefully makabalik. And then we have different squad goals. We have different relationship goals or even baby goals in life. Marami tayong personal goals sa bahay. Bahay tuloy sa life. For example, Kit said, graduate goals. I think isa yan sa mga common goals natin, lalo na pag nag-aaral pa. Maka-graduate, makapagtapos, makapundar ng pamilya, maging mayaman, matulungan yung family, and etc. Sana all may baby, sabi ni Sis. Wow. How about the others? Self-love goals, of course, that's important. And this month is the mental health month. So, of course, let's love ourselves, especially right now. COVID-free PH, sana all, baby. We have different goals in life, particularly personal goals, and that's great. And for some of us that have goals for our community, may mga nagsabi na COVID-free PH and such, that is great as well. Pero for some of us, our friends, our colleagues, and even ourselves, have we thought about our goals for the world, for the community, and for the country? So later, we will be distinguishing and comparing why does the uh, personal goals and the one that we will be discussing in a bit related with each other. So we will be introducing the sustainable development goals. And later, maintindihan natin paano ito nakaka-apekto dun sa mga personal goals na minention natin, yung mga sana all, may baby, sleep goals, graduate goals, and other goals. So later, we will be comparing it and integrating it to the topic that we will be discussing today, which is the sustainable development goals. So the sustainable development goals, it's a 15-year plan. It just celebrated its 50th year anniversary. It's from 2015 to 2030. And it's a 15-year plan to in action to protect the planet and poverty and ensure all people enjoy peace and prosperity. So napaka-technical ulit ng goals, di ba? Let's try to simplify it in a way that people would understand. And I always compare sustainable development like it's your astrology. Wow, astrology, ang aga. Why is that so? Alam naman natin sa isang astrology. Yes, okay, a lot of people believe in it. A lot of people use it, but it's always being reminded that it's just a guide and we have a free will to use it. Meron tayong free will to use it, and it's optional for us, but if we use it, we just need to integrate it to our routine, to our lifestyle. And it's sustainable development goals kasi optional siya. We have a free will to use it, and it's serving as a guide to do things. Uh, yeah, especially when we do policies or even frameworks. So yun. Pero yun nga, parang sinasabi ko na, oh, Kuya Mark, kung sinasabi mo na optional lang pala yung sustainable development goals niyan, why do I still need to know it? Why are we still here spending our Saturday afternoon knowing about the sustainable development goals? And aside from using the astrology framework, I always say that sustainable development goals para lang yung tour guide natin na yes, optional siya, pero naiintindihan natin when we avail of it and we understand it, it gives us a framework, it gives us a system because we already know and we trust that they're already doing it. And the tourist guides are already trained enough to know what's happening in their area or in their tourist destination that they're serving. And it's similar to sustainable development goals. Now, yes, it's optional. Yes, it's optional, but it gives us a framework, it gives us a guide and a system because we know it's perfectly tailored and made by the group of researchers to be na kinonsult din yung mga member states ng United Nations. And the Sustainable Development Goals helps us further understand what we can systematically do to change the world, solve issues, and make a mark. Especially right now, ang daming issues na nangyayari na yun. Maliban sa issues sa love life at sa jowa, kung meron man kayo niyan, meron tayo syempre mga different issues happening in our country, in our community right now. And some of the issues such as climate uh, change or climate emergency wherein it's really hot right now and mas nararamdaman natin yung init. COVID-19, alam naman natin yung nag-impact ng COVID-19 na kahit global health pandemic siya, you see the impact and the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic to your education, to our mental health, to transportation, to businesses, and other areas and factors in development. So, yung COVID-19 really exposed the need of us for being interrelated and interconnected with each other because all of us are interconnected whether we like it or not. Whether we are advocating for peace, we need to understand how and why it affects other areas as well. And then, of course, we have different issues and dilemmas happening in our respective countries, communities, and areas. And siguro, most of us believe here that our present and our future are on the line. And that is great. But for some of us, siguro, hindi siguro naniniwala na, oh, Kuya Mark, I do believe in that. Kasi our present and our future are not on the line because our goals are, we might not even have a future to begin with if we do not do something for our country, for our community, and for our world. And we're right. They're right. Kasi yung mga goals na sinabi natin kanina might just be goals forever if we do not do something for our world, for our community, and for our society. Yung mga goals na sinasabi natin na, oh, gusto ko mag-graduate, gusto magka-baby, as in, magka-jowa, gano'n. Maging personal goals na lang siya kasi because of what's happening, maging goals na lang siya forever because of what's happening in our country, in our community, in our society. So, merong personal effect yung hindi natin paggalaw, kahit maliit na bagay lang yan, doon sa ating mga sarili. Now, huwag na tayong lalayo. COVID-19, diba? Ang daming naudlot na plano, na personal plans because of COVID-19. And if we do not act on it, even in our small ways, it will really affect our personal goals and our personal habits in the long run. So we hope we can partake in responding to the COVID-19 crisis, even in our small little ways. If makastay tayo sa bahay, that will be better. If wala naman tayong kailangan gawin sa labas ng bahay, if we just need to stay, that will be better kasi we're giving that small step. It's really important and we need to understand and highlight that. And aside from us, we already have young individuals and groups who are already active for the global goals. Katulad na lang na nasa Hong Kong, yung climate crisis, or even young leaders yan, si Mayor Vico, kilala natin yan, for sure. Yung iba dito, may crush will go sa kanya. Yun, we also have Malala, Greta, and Amanda were advocating in different areas as well. But we still need more young people like you, like me, like us, like everyone who's in this room or in this call and who's watching via YouTube to to mobilize to act for SDGs, or if we are already acting one way or another, we hope we can mobilize more people to act for SDGs. Because sabi nga ng ating national hero na ang kabataan na yung pag-asa ng bayan. But aside from that, it's really now we are already acting now, and there's something that we can do already now because there's something in us that we can contribute that the world needs, whether it's big, whether it's small. We can contribute towards developing a better and a more sustainable country and even world for everyone. So hopefully, I was able to get your attention. But now, intindihan na natin yung SDGs. Now, paano makakontribute kung hindi ko alam yung SDGs na yan? So again, na-mention na natin kanina, SDGs, it's a call to action to end the poverty, protect the planet, and ensure all people enjoy peace and prosperity. And these are the three principles of sustainability. Social, of course, your social progress and welfare, economic growth, your livelihood, your businesses, and sustainable cities, and environmental protection, protecting and conserving our planet and environment. And those three pillars of sustainability builds us to the five pillars of the Sustainable Development Goals, or the 5 Ps. Kung mapapansin naman natin, nagsisimula lahat sa letter P. So people, societal welfare, prosperity, economic development, peace, ang ating peace, justice, and human rights, partnerships, collaborations yan. And then of course, our planet, or protecting our planet, our environment. So I just want to ask everyone, what do we see in this picture? So paki-comment down lang below, what do we see in this picture? So feel free to comment down, what do we see in this picture? So looking forward, paki-comment down lang po below, what do we see in this picture? Sige, comment down nyo lang. So hopefully we're learning a lot from now. Okay. Sige. How about the others? Okay, may nagsabing cycle, may nagsabing puzzle, which is of course one of the analogies I always use. Okay, progress of achieving sustainable development. That is great. So we have different perspectives of what does it look like. And may nagsabi na rin naman na puzzle, of course, nakikita kasi interrelated tayo eh. And lahat to magkakakonekta. So pag natanggal yung isa, it cannot exist without the other. So lahat sila magkakakonekta. So whether we are advocating for people, we are advocating for quality education, we need to understand how and why it affects other areas as well. That's one. Pangalawa, mukha siyang bahay. May nagbubuong pentagon sa gitna na may word na sustainable development in it. And we know in a house, we need different foundations to build a sturdy and a solid house. And it's similar to sustainable development because it gives us these 5 pillars are acting as foundations as well in building and achieving sustainable development. May nagsabi na rin na mukha siyang camera lens, and last but not the least, mukha siyang Google Chrome logo. Diba? If nakita nyo na yung Google Chrome logo before, or if you're using Google Chrome, I think most of us do, it gives us a perspective na lahat to magkakakonekta, just like what Google Chrome tends to achieve, which is to connect us to information, to data, or to different aspects that we need. So those are the 5 pillars of the Sustainable Development Goals. And ito na, yung 17 SDGs. So ito po, magkakakonekta siya lahat. Ito po yung 17 SDGs natin. So, tatry kong isa-isahin, pero mabilis na lang, na ang pinaka-essence kasi nitong 17 SDGs, na whether we are advocating for ending poverty or giving us social protection systems or other SDGs, magkakakonekta siya eh. Kasi kung makikita mo, for example, no poverty, pwede mo siyang i-connect to, for example, syempre, no poverty, kailangan ma-alleviate yung poverty, mabigyan ng social protection system si mga tao, lalo na ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, sa panahon ng mga natural disasters. Yan. And then, of course, mabigyan ng economic resources yung mga mahirap, lalo na ngayon. So, nakaka-connect yan sa mga ibang SDGs natin. Of course, zero hunger. Kailangan may pagkain, masustansya yung pagkain, ma-highlight yung agriculture, yung good health and well-being. We need to have good healthcare facilities, universal healthcare. Dito din papasok yung mabawasan yung ating road accidents and incidents because it can affect someone's mental health. Lalo na ngayon, papasok din dito yung education. Right now, we're in there's really a struggle for us to provide quality and accessible education in these trying times. And yun yung tinatry i-achieve ng SDG 4. And mabigyan din ng quality and accessible equal education ang ating mga kababaihan. So it jump us to SDG 5, which is gender equality, na and it aims to eliminate gender-based violence and even discrimination, kasi alam naman po natin yung mga kababaihan natin in our LGBTQIA++ community are being harassed or abused and sometimes violated. So yun po yung nagiging effect ng each other. So SDG 6 naman, of course, kailangan may affordable water access tayo, may water facilities tayo, and promote yung hygiene and sanitation ng mga tao. SDG 7 naman, mabigyan naman ng affordable and clean energy yung ating mga communities, lalo na dun sa mga rural areas, especially right now in the pandemic. SDG 8 naman, yan, trabaho. So of course, kailangan may trabaho tayo or ma-empower yung ating mga micro, small, medium enterprises, mabigyan ng job opportunities, job employment, and maprotektahan, of course, yung mga rights ng ating magagawa. SDG 9 naman, yung industry innovation infrastructure, na lahat ng ginagawa na building, na daan, at iba't iba pang infrastructure dapat inclusive and sustainable. And dito rin papasok the importance of science, technology, research towards development. Then SDG 10 naman, ang ano naman nito na dapat mabigyan ng equal representation and opportunity yung mga tao regardless of race, gender, religion, and other aspects as well. And maprotektahan po yung mga ating OFW or even yung mga migrants na pag pumupunta sila sa ibang bansa or nagtatrabaho sila doon, mabigyan sila ng equal opportunities and equal rights. SDG 11 naman, sustainable cities and communities, wherein we aim to have affordable housing, sustainable public transportation, walkable spaces, livable spaces, and even protecting and preserving our natural and cultural heritages. SDG 12 is responsible consumption and production, wherein, of course, dito papasok yung food waste management, chemical waste management, and even pag-promote sa sustainable living and pag-recycle lang and pag-reuse ng ating mga products as well. SDG 13 naman is climate action na hopefully we can encourage organizations, institutions, and even our government agencies and units to integrate necessary climate action measures to their policies, initiatives, and agendas. SDG 14 and 15, ayan, of course, related to the environment. SDG 14 is protecting our water-related resources, our oceans, our seas, our lakes, while SDG 15 naman is protecting our land-related resources, our forests, mountains, valleys, and other land-related resources. SDG 16 is peace, justice, and strong institutions, wherein we aim to promote human rights, freedom of information, local governance, and good governance. And of course, mawakasan and ma-end yung slavery, bribery, terrorism, corruption, and other forms and types of violences. And then last but not the least is partnerships for the goals, wherein it aims to provide partnerships with one another, and it highlights the importance of collaborations with each other, wherein lahat kasi tayo importante lahat tayo magkakonnect as mentioned a while ago. And we need different partnerships and collaborations, whether it's skill sharing, capacity building, development assistance, financial assistance, data sharing, lalo na kung may technology, data monitoring, technological advances, trade, and other methods and measures to establish partnerships and collaborations towards achieving the sustainable development goals and towards the development of everyone. So yun po, those are the 17 SDGs And hopefully, later in the Q&A, feel free to ask more about the Sustainable Development Goals. But now, siguro may nagtatanong siguro na, oh, Kuya Mark or Sir Mark, where does the Philippines rank in terms of attaining the Sustainable Development Goals? Or how is the Philippines currently achieving the Sustainable Development Goals? So, according to the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network, wherein they launched the SDG Index, the Philippines is currently ranked number 99 over 193 or number 5 sa ASEAN. And ito po yung mga indicators niya. The red means that there's still major challenges. Orange means may minor challenge, significant challenges pa. Yellow, that there are minor challenges. And then the green means that it is already attained and achieved. And I'll be putting down the link here below. It's called sdgindex.org. So again, if you want to know more how does the Philippines rank according to studies, you can visit sdgindex.org. And then our National Economic and Development Agency, or NEDA, also release annual reports and reviews being given to the United Nations. So you can visit our NEDA website as well. And they're also doing a localized version of it, which is the Ambition natin 2040. So yun po ang ating localized version, and naka-integrate ang ating Sustainable Development Goals into the Ambition natin 2040 and even the Philippine Development Plan. But now, I've already mentioned why is it important, why do we need to know it, what are the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, before I end, how do we act now for the Sustainable Development Goals? Because we have been discussing, oh, these are the SDGs, these are the reasons why is it important, why do we need to do it. But now, the last question for us is that, okay, I'm interested. How can we help? How can we do this? And siguro usually the notion kasi is that if we know about sustainability and sustainable development goals, it's usually two notions. First is that I cannot do it because first notion is that it's too overwhelming, it's too technical. Only people in the development or diplomacy sector would understand. That's one. Or second, only people with a lot of money or who is having a huge amount of income can advocate for sustainability. And we need to break that. We need to break that notion na hindi lang siya pang development sector or pang diplomacy sector. Hindi lang siya pang mayaman lang or pang influencer lang, pang vlogger lang. Because sustainability, even in our own homes, even in ourselves, even we can start advocating for sustainability in even simple, small ways. And that is the one we are trying to highlight today, that we can act for sustainability and sustainable development even doing small little actions, katulad na lang bringing and wearing reusable face mask when we go out, or even bringing reusable tumbler. Wala yung tumbler ko dito, nasa baba since I'm home, when we go out. And other small simple steps, because it's better to start small and it's better to do it consistently. Mas maganda yun na alam natin, mas kilala natin yung mga sarili natin, na we can start first doing small actions. And if we make it consistent, if we make it a part of our habit, routine, and system, it can already give us big changes in the process. Mas maganda na yung mag-start tayo sa step 1 rather us than doing in step 20, but we cannot sustain and maintain ourselves because we might be burnt out or anything. So, mas maganda yung small actions muna, and then if we're already countable enough, we can elevate our actions, such as doing surveys, like the My World 2030 survey, wherein we collect the top 6 priority SDGs to you and your families, and we try to give this to various decision makers and try to consider, talk to them to consider this and integrate this to their policies or agendas. And then we can also do booths or join booths or sign petitions or join different donation drives right now, especially in Dameron donation drives, and even join online events and seminars like this. Right now, there are a lot of webinars and seminars and events being conducted everywhere. And it's an opportunity for us to learn. It's an opportunity for us to connect with each other, especially hindi na natin kailangan lumabas ng Batangas or even our respective homes just to meet new people from other areas and even other countries. And it's also helping our mental health in the progress because in the process, because it helps us build a community, someone that we can talk to, especially during these trying times. And we can join also different networks and organizations that complement, especially youth-led organizations and networks that complement and contribute towards the achievement of the sustainable development goals. So yon, we have different areas and different opportunities for us to contribute to the sustainability and sustainable development goals movement. It's just a matter of where do we start and where do we begin. If we are comfortable doing big actions at first, that will be okay. If we're good in mobilizing people, that is okay. Pero for some of us who are still afraid to do that, we can start first doing small actions. Because if it's being done consistently and habitually, it can already give us a contribution towards healing the world and making it a better place. And then if we are already more comfortable enough, we can, of course, volunteer and even lead our organization or run for public office if we want to, or student council if we want to. So marami tayong paraan na makakatulong towards building a better and a more sustainable world for everyone. It's just a matter of identifying where can we start. And it's okay for us to start first in step one and do it consistently. So yun lamang po. Thank you so much for listening to me. Later, we'll be having an open forum, and after that, a sharing session will be breaking you out in different groups so that we can meet other people as well and learn from each other. So feel free again to join our different social media channels, follow us, connect with me in the following social media channels. We regularly post opportunities and insights about the sustainable development goals, especially right now, the month of October, wherein it's mental health month. So again, thank you so much. Feel free to connect with me in the following social media channels and let's make a mark together. Thank you so much po.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mark Jacinto. Truly, what you have discussed is not only informative, but it is very meaningful and relevant to our society and the youth. So it's now the time for our participants to ask Mr. Mark Jacinto some questions. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to type it at our Zoom chat box so we would be able to recognize it immediately. So sir, while waiting for the first question, no, I have here question po kasi 'di ba, the Philippines have achieved one sustainable development goals already, which is yung responsible consumption and production. Pero sa inyo po, what should be the priority of the Philippines given the context right now po?
That is a great question. Actually, with regards to that data, okay, I'll get back to that certain slide. Actually, a lot of people raised their eyebrows on SDG 12 because they felt na it's not really a thing right now. But there are factors why researchers deem it as achieved. So it can be lack of data, lack of accurate data, and they heavily base on the data given to them or they saw in the publications or journals that they have used. So it 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 definitely has a margin of error. So uh, we can go to the SDG Index website to know more about the methodology of the SDG Index. But with regards to that, it depends of what is the priority SDG per area, per country. Of course, right now, our President Duterte, is advocating for SDG 16, which is peace and justice in strong institutions. One of his main tenets is advocating that. If you have seen his declarations and such, uh, although, but you see there's still little to none effect to SDG 16 according to researches. But it really depends on each area. So, for example, here in Metro Manila will be different the one in Batangas or the one in Davao or in Cebu and in Iloilo. So it really depends of the local government units, and the United Nations itself highlights the importance of local actions and local government units towards achieving the sustainable development goals. So yun po yung kailangan magawa na localized actions talaga. So whether you're doing a certain SDG, it should be, of course, communication and collaboration with one another. Kasi yun naman talaga yung kailangan. Communication, collaboration, and commitment with one another. So yun po.
Yeah, so thank you po, sir. Again, we would like to remind that we are already in our Q&A session. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to type it at our Zoom chat box so we would be able to recognize it immediately.
Okay. I just want to promote before we go on, I guess, to the next question. So we're currently doing this event. It's called the Philippine Festival of Youth Action 2020. So it will happen from October 20 to 25, 2020, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook. So we'll be streaming it live on Facebook. And the festival aims to showcase different youth initiatives, youth-led initiatives per region na parang mapakita na, oh, ano ba ginagawa ng per region? Of course, hindi lahat mapapakita, but at least giving a glimpse of what is being done by different youth-led organizations per region. So we have 70 regions and we'll be having 6 days. We're preparing a concert. We have invited some good set of artists so far, and we hope you can join us. It's for free, and we have different side events that are being done as well. But if you want to join, I'll be giving the link to you below. So it's pfya2020.eventbrite.com. So you can register there. Yun po. And then we'll be giving away prizes and more opportunity for us to learn the sustainable development goals and even connect with different people. As of now, we have around 1,200 registrants already. So if you have friends, if you have colleagues, malay mo, makita mo na si Dawan dito. We try to make our events as much as possible interactive. And yeah, collaborative with each other, because yun naman talaga yung opportunity ng mga events like this is for us to connect and interact with new people that we can do collaborations with, whether it's a professional collaboration or even kung gusto mong maghanap, yeah, personal one. So it's up to you, but yeah, hopefully we can see you there. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Mr. Mark. So again, we would like to promote again yung event that will happen on October, yung sinabi ni Sir Mark. Feel free to register and the link is on our Zoom chat box.
It's for free lang. It's for free, and then we'll be giving away a certificate.
Okay po. So I think we have no questions here. So ayan, so we have our first question po. Sir, what are some steps po to make sure that no one is left behind in these sustainable development goals?
I think to make sure that no one is left behind, it's really more collaboration. The ones I mentioned a while ago: collaboration, communication, and commitment. Yeah, because first is collaboration. We need to collaborate with each other, and we need to understand that all of us are interconnected and interrelated with each other. Communication na yun eh. Collaboration, communication are two really interrelated things, because we need to communicate, to collaborate. We need to collaborate and communicate with one another. And yun yung kailangan natin ma-highlight, na hindi lang dapat tayo nag-focus on one SDG alone, because all of the things that we do really affect each other, whether we like it or not, whether we don't know it. It really gives us an effect, the things that we do. For example, if we're advocating for education, it has an effect, for example, of course, on inequalities and even in good health and well-being, no poverty, disorder economical, may effect palagi. Yung even small, simple actions, may effect siya. So, kailangan may communication and collaboration. And then, of course, commitment. Mahirap naman yung commit tayo pero hindi natin maging consistent, di ba? Yun, consistent commitment pala, sorry. We need to be consistent in committing things, because if we're just committing tapos hindi natin ma-follow through, hindi natin ma-sustain, wala din. If, that's why I'm highlighting the importance of doing small actions, because those are the things that we can do first consistently. Kasi magdadala ka na reusable face mask. Oh, pag ginawa mo siya everyday, it gives us effect already na it's helping us to save the environment, even in small little ways. And even right now, may app right now na ni-release last week lang. It's called A-World. you can check it out in social media, in tawag dito, Google Play or Apple Store, wherein it's a tracker. It's like your habit tracker or your mood tracker, but instead of the generic habits, it's compelling us, or it's giving us an idea of how we can contribute to sustainability in saving our environment, even in small, simple actions. So for example, nakainom ka na ba ng ilang tubig na yung araw? Ganun. Or nagdala ka ba ng reusable bag when you went shopping? So yun po. Uh, those are the simple things that we need to do. Communication, commitment, and collaboration.
So thank you, sir. So I would like to agree no sa sinabi ni sir na yung even small actions can contribute to a big change. Kasi 'di ba, kung hindi naman possible lagi na malaking change agad yung pwede mong ibigay. Pero bilang ikaw, youth, may kakayahan ka even to do small actions. And kapag nagsama-sama, na-collate yung mga efforts natin is makaka-produce talaga tayo ng magandang change and isang malaking change talaga. So, hindi lang sa relationship may commitment, kundi pati rin sa pag-commit ng ating sustainable development goals. So, thank you for that, sir. We have the second question from Ms. Roantan. How should we handle setbacks in achieving SDGs?
Okay. Saan yun? What's the question ulit? Sorry.
Ano pa, sir? How should we handle setbacks in achieving SDGs?
Nako, I think yun nga, it still goes back to that the one we have mentioned a while ago. It really goes back to that, especially right now, wherein SDGs are heavily affected because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I think sagutin ko na rin yung tanong ni Myron na it really affects us right now na yes, we're ranked number 99, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, medyo na backtrack tayo a little bit because not really a little bit, a really major part of it because of the pandemic. Or there are already countries who have already achieved the sustainable development goals, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, they backtrack their progress 5 years or even 10 years. So parang yung iba, nagbalik sa step 1 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, may iba pa rin naman na nagre-respond first in combating and ending the pandemic itself. So yun po, I think the three keys here is collaboration, commitment, and communication.
Ayun. Thank you po, sir. And here's another question po from Roy Aldrin Di Pasupil. Hi, sir. Based from experience, what do you think is the biggest challenge the youth must overcome in order to achieve the sustainable development goals?
That is a great question. I think the biggest challenge right now for young people like us is we know it's there, but we do not act for it because we feel like we're scared or we're not capable enough. Because to be honest, a lot of people think sustainability, yun nga, as mentioned a while ago, two things siya. Nakaka-overwhelm siya kasi it's too technical and only people in the development or diplomacy sector understand the concept. Or pangalawa naman, mayaman lang yung nakakapasok sa sustainability movement. So para siya nagiging elitist. And yun yung, I think, challenges right now na okay, it's there, it's a trend, but we need consistency, and if we can do small actions, we can start with that. And then pangalawa, I think we're somehow focused too much on ourselves, which is okay. Walang problema dun. Pero we need to understand that our personal goals, as mentioned a while ago, our personal goals will just be goals forever. If we did not do something for our world, kahit maliit na bagay lang yan, huwag niyo naisipin na ako kailangan ko mag-volunteer pala, Kuya Mark, ganito, ganyan. Hindi. To be honest, we can even do bigger impact by just staying at home right now, di ba? Kung nandito lang tayo sa loob ng bahay and iniiwasan natin yung mga sarili natin for potential COVID-19 exposures, nakaka-contribute na tayo. For example, if we're sharing necessary information on social media consistently, nakakatulong na tayo. Malay natin yung share pala na yun critical sa ibang tao na nakakita nun. So, and natulungan mo pa siya in the process. Or even sharing a quote about mental health or leadership. It can really give us a way. So, I think we can do it first in small, simple steps. And we need to overcome as well yung competition mindset natin, especially young people. Parang gusto kasi natin na uh, parang, oh, dapat mas magaling ako, mas magaling ka sa akin, ganun. Lahat tayo magagaling in our respective ways. Yeah. I appreciate that you listen to me, but I also appreciate learning with you as well. That's why we do sharing sessions, and hindi lang ako nagto-talk the whole time, because we learn from each other and we learn from one another. So let's use this, like, avenues like this to learn from each other. Walang nakakaangat sa atin. Yes, speaker ako na yun. Pero it doesn't mean na mas magaling ako sa inyo. Because there are some ways na mas marami pala kayong alam na hindi ko alam. And meron akong alam, hindi nyo alam. So, we just both learn from each other. And yun yung kailangan natin ma-overcome din. Na lahat tayo, we're all in this together eh. So, whether DDS ka, dilawan ka, o kung ano ka man, meron tayong maiaambag. And we need to be open-minded with each other. So, yun lang. I think we have 2 more questions.
Yes, sir. From
And we
Mr.
have
John.
Cadis. Oo. Sige, John, go ahead.
Hello, sir. I'm John Arvert Cadi, sir, from Cebu City. I just want to ask, sir, because in our organization, before quarantine, we already have this long-term plan wherein we set goals not just for today but for the future already. But due to this pandemic, sir, we're not quite sure what's the most effective way or what's the most effective first step in shifting to another SDG. That's all, sir.
Okay.
So what can you advise to us, sir?
With regards to shifting to another SDG, syempre kailangan nyo i-identify bakit natin ginagawa to. So ano ba yung reason nyo bakit nyo ginagawa yun? Kasi identifying of what SDG to focus is already easy. If we know what we are doing or why we do this. So if after you understand kung bakit natin ginagawa to or bakit nyo ginagawa yan, madali na ma-identify kung anong SDG yung gusto nyo i-focus eh. But step 1 first is understand your why first. That's the most important thing. Understanding why do we do things. Because lahat ng how, lahat ng what, nagbabago siya eh. Especially sa panahon na yun, sa pandemic. Pero yung why natin will still stay the same. So for example, if you're advocating for a peaceful, for example, my end, peaceful, better and more sustainable world, it changes. It doesn't change really rapidly from time to time, but yung how and what magbabago yan. Pero yung why ko hindi nagbabago kasi right now, I can still advocate for that even doing this. Hindi ako nakakalabas masyado niyo kasi syempre personal choice. Mahirap na rin. Pero nakaka-mobilize pa rin ako ng other tao. And if there are people who are more confident enough in doing small actions outside, okay na ako dun. So that's first. And then second, identify nyo kung ano yung SDG advocacy nyo. And try to understand. Again, babalik pa rin siya sa why. Why and how it affects other advocacies as well. Mahirap naman yung mag-focus ka sa isang bagay lang. Wala na tayong pakialam sa isang ibang bagay. That's hindi mas wrong, but that's unadvisable. So we need to understand na, if we do this, how does it affect and why does it affect other areas as well? So yun lang. Hopefully, I was able to help.
And sir, I think we have the last question from Miss Rica Marquez. What can you advise and in what way will you inspire the youth to participate in such things for doing these sustainable development goals?
In participating, di kasi, yun nga, I think is talaga sa mga approach na kailangan to personal lives natin eh. Na kailangan natin paintindi sa mga young people na, this is what happening. Like, we appeal through their emotion. Kaya ako isa yun sa mga way, emotions or experiences. Kasi lalo na tayong kabataan, we're really into personal eh. Gusto natin personal, hindi tayo masyado. Kung nakita niyo yung approach ko kanina, I didn't deal too much on what is it all about, what are the SDGs about, here are the statistics. I mean, I presented, but it's not the main highlight of the talk. If you have seen the talk revolves around that we are interconnected with each other and we can start doing and contributing for sustainability and sustainable development, even in doing small actions. And yun yung kailangan nating i-mobilize people na we can make them part of the movement by even doing small actions and understanding how and why it affects them as well. So if nakita nyo, di ba, yung personal goals natin, relate natin sa sustainable development goals because they are interrelated with each other. So yun po.
Ayun. So, I think ito po,
Ay,
very last question na ano po. Pertaining to the Sustainable Development Goal number 3 or the good health and well-being, as youth, what and how can we contribute to public health response knowing that we are in the pandemic right now and we can see lacking of it?
okay. Uh, Yun, I think contributing to the public health response, if nasa bahay lang tayo, it's really sharing factual information. Pangalawa, if we can join different donation drives, that would be better as well. If we can, but yun nga, sharing factual information, staying home, especially right now, if wala naman talaga tayong gagawin sa labas, please stay home. If ever lalabas, please maling feel free to voice it out through social media. Yes, as long as we engage in a healthy dialogue and understand why we need we can voice out. As long as we're not divisive or hindi tayo condescending, hindi tayo bida-bida, and matry nating intindihin bakit natin sinasabi to and bakit sinasabi ng iba yun. So, yun. It gives us that eh. Kasi kung nakikita niyo naman yung call-out culture, nagkakaroon siya ng awareness na gumagalaw yung mga tao. It's reactive, although medyo kailangan pa siyang ayusin, but it gives our leaders an opportunity to react eh. And they have been reacting. So okay naman. Yun. So
So,
I just need to voice out more. And then if we can mobilize, that would be good. If we're just comfortable, if hindi pa tayo ganun comfortable mag-elevate na action, again, small actions would do as long as it's consistent.
ayan. So, thank you po, sir. May I add lang, no? Siguro, akala ng iba na pag kulang lang sa health sector yun yung magdo-donate agad ng mga face mask ganun, pero I think spreading facts can really help sa ating public health response kasi 'di ba may mga kumakalat na mga fake news about yung tamang paggamit daw di umano ng mask. So I think by spreading facts na about proper hand washing, mga ganon. I think that can significantly help yung public health sector natin dito sa Pilipinas. So, if you have any drive to help and donate the marginalized sector, we have here our project. So, plug ko lang. We have here Malasakit Ngayong Pandemic. We are a non-profit organization that would like to help the marginalized sector to have their own sets of face masks and face shield kasi 'di ba hindi lang naman pwedeng yung may mga kakayahan lang ang pwedeng maging safe ngayong time na to. So if you have any amount there or kung gusto nyong mag-share ng facts with us, feel free po. So I think that's all for our question and answer portion. So before we proceed to the next segment of this event, we would like to say thanks to everyone who have shared their questions and have stayed on our live feed on Facebook. So we would like to express our gratitude again to our partner institutions that because this event will not be possible without them. So we have here from Luzon, we have the Lyceum Scholastic Society, and we also have various organizations from LPU St. Cabrini, Junior Medical Laboratory Scientists, Junior Nightingales, Junior Pharmacists Organization, Association of Radiologic Technology Students, and Red Cross Youth. And aside from that, we also have partners from University of Batangas Association of Legal Management Majors, De La Salle Lipa Student Government College of Education, Arts and Sciences, Institute of Integrated Electrical Engineers, Council of Student Chapters University of the Philippines, Diliman, and Central Escolar University, Makati Nursing Student Council. We also have partners from Visayas, University of San Carlos Supreme Student Council, and Cebu Doctors University Supreme Student Government. And lastly, we also have partners from Mindanao, Lyceum of the Philippines University Davao, Junior College Student Council, and the Supreme Student Council of Notre Dame Religious of the Virgin Mary College of Cotabato. Again, we would like to express our gratitude to these partner institutions as these event will not be possible without them. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to proceed to the next part of our program. It is time to share our insights and visions about the actions that we can do for the different SDGs. We will be dividing everyone into separate breakout rooms composed of 10 members each. Please click on the screen that will pop up and proceed to the assigned breakout rooms. So let us enjoy this opportunity to communicate our ideas together and see you in a while.
I'm still dividing the rooms. Siguro while we're waiting, sige, comment down nyo lang. Sige, comment down nyo below what did you learn or what did you feel after the session. So comment down below what did you learn from the session. So kahit one word or two words lang, what did you learn, you feel from the session? Sige, while I'm fixing the breakout rooms. Sige po, go ahead. One word or two words to describe lang, what did you feel after the first session? Sige po, comment down lang below.
Ako sir, siguro, while waiting no, for the responses, I would like to share na legit nga yung sinasabi na hindi lang ang responsibilidad mo kaya ka nabubuhay is because para lang sa sarili mo, but you also have responsibilities sa kinagagalawan mo, di ba? So, ayun po.
One or two words po.
I think responsibility. So yan, meron tayong mga responses. Sabi nila they are encouraged, inspired, and taking initiative, servant leadership, motivated, action, beyond excellence, sabi ni Sir Michael Algozo.
Yan, that's great. Sige, wait lang. Inayos ko lang.
Okay. So we have here sets of questions that we will be discussing inside the breakout rooms. So the first one is, what is our vision for the community and for the country? And what are the current and future actions we are doing to contribute to the vision and to the sustainable development goals?
Sige, we'll be giving you 20 minutes to discuss with each other. We divided you into like breakout rooms, like 7 to 8 per room. And then yan, please just click the upper left portion of your screen and then see you after 20 minutes. Po. So yan, yan, I've opened the room na. So please just join the breakout rooms po. Please just click join breakout room. Thank you.